I welcome you to the Messiah channel, prophetic end time channel dedicated to awakening you for the arrival of the Messiah. And today our discussion is focused on three issues. The first one is the paths to the Antichrist. And when I say the path to the Antichrist, um, the different ways that will lead to the Antichrist, the alternative ways that lead to the Antichrist. And you need to know that because you think that the Antichrist is coming from the left, and all of a sudden you come from the right. You expected the Antichrist to come from the north, and all of a sudden he comes from the south. And that's what I mean, the different paths or the many paths to the Antichrist. And then you also have to remember that the prophecies will be fulfilled. The Antichrist prophecy will be fulfilled. We are at the time of the Antichrist. And the Antichrist will fulfill his agenda by deception. And so if you were looking from the right hand side, by deception, the Antichrist will come from the left. If you were expecting the Antichrist from the north, by deception, the Antichrist will come from the south. And this is what we have to remember about the time that we are in. And so when the disciples asked the Messiah a question, what will be the sign of thy coming, the second coming? The Messiah replied and said that deception will be the first sign. Matthew 24 verse 4, let nobody deceive you. And before we begin, we will go straight to the book of Revelation and see the gravity of the Antichrist. Revelation 13 verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And that is the extent of the power of the Antichrist, who wage war against the saints of the world and overcome them. So we ask a question, how would that come? Will God allow that to happen? Yes, God will allow that to happen because it is part of the end times. It is part of the way of getting rid of Satan, and it is a way of showing the world that Lucifer is not a good person. And so when Lucifer is ultimately cast into the lake of fire, and all his angels are cast into the lake of fire, and those who worship the mark of the beast are cast into the lake of fire, and then the Lord will be justified. You cannot say the Lord is wicked. So the Lord will allow all these things to happen. And the Antichrist will come by deception. And it is part of the plan of God. And so we can go again to Revelation 13. This time we are looking at Revelation 13 again. And it said that the Antichrist will be given power over all nations, all kindreds, all tongues. And so the Antichrist will not rule over one country. He will rule over the global system. And if you go to Revelation 17, verse 17, it is also written that Revelation 17, 17, 17, 17, the God of heaven have given to their hearts, or has put into their hearts, to fulfill his will, the will of God, and to agree the leaders of the world will agree to give their kingdom, to give their nations, to give their thrones unto the beast, unto the Antichrist, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Until the prophecies in Daniel shall be fulfilled. Until the prophecies in the book of Revelation shall be fulfilled. Until the writings of Apostle Paul in Thessalonians shall be fulfilled. And so the Antichrist will come. Is he coming from the north or the south? Is he coming from the east or the west? Preliminary, I believe that United States is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. And preliminary, I believe that the United States will produce the Antichrist. And the Antichrist will come, and they have prepared for the Antichrist. And American leader will be the Antichrist. An American, somebody from Babylon, America, will be the Antichrist. And that is my discernment. And so, how come? How come is because America is the nation that fits the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and chapter 17. And also, if you look at chapter 13 of the book of Revelation. And so, there are several paths for the Antichrist to come to power. And we have two main political parties in America. We have the Republican Party, and we also have the Democratic Party. As you were expecting the Antichrist should come from the red side, and he comes from the blue side. You are expecting the Antichrist to come from the blue side, and he comes from the red side. And why is that important? It's very, very important because the Antichrist will use deception. The Antichrist is not working by himself. He has a lot of agents in the system, and some of them are rulers of darkness. And when I say they are rulers of darkness, I'm not saying in their country they don't have electric power, they don't have light. They have lights, but they are working undercover to bring the Antichrist. And these leaders are members of secret societies. They meet in secret, and the agenda is classified. And the Lord has allowed some of them to show their true characters. And so we have several ways where the Antichrist can come to power. And all that Lucifer has to do is to change the tactics, change the direction. You were expecting him to come from the north, you will come from the south. You were expecting him to come from the Democratic Party, he will come from the Republican Party. And so that's why I'm saying there are different paths to the Antichrist. The prophecy will be fulfilled. And don't look at one side when you are watching for the Antichrist. Look at all sides. So we can do a little comparison. The Democratic Party, the party of Obama, the one who spearheaded transgenderism in America, and he left. And his vice president came to hold office, Biden, and Biden is promoting and has promoted and will promote transgenderism, and has a vice president, Kamala. And Kamala was sent to Africa to promote LGBT agenda, to promote Sodom agenda. And so you will expect that the Antichrist will come from their side. But what about if they change the tactics and and put their power behind somebody to come from the other side. And so we can look at the red side, the Trump side, and Trump has chosen a vice president, J.D. Vance. I don't know much about him, but I was watching a video and the presenter made a comment. And the comment is that the Vance man is a supporter of the Bilderberg Group. And when we say the Bilderberg Group, of course, we know Bilderberg Group is part of the secret society. And also, it is alleged that the Vance man supported the needle on the body and was in support of nurses to get the needle in the arm. I cannot confirm that, but we have to see. He is the vice president, and we have to see the agenda. And so that's it. And a lot of people believe that Trump is a man of God. He's the anointed, the Zyrus, and they cite Isaiah 45 to make that comment. And a lot of evangelicals in America and all over the world support him, and they believe that he's the one that will dismantle the satanic agenda going on in the United States. Personally, based upon visions that I've seen for several years, I don't trust him. And does it mean that I trust somebody else? Of course, you have to do a comparative analysis, and you see the other side promoting transgenderism all over the world, promoting wars all over the world, and Biden coming out openly that he will implement the New World Order. Trump is quiet, but you remember that there is a doctrine, the doctrine of Operation Warp Speed, and that is in connection with the distribution of the paraphernalia for the C-19 that came 2020, Operation Warp Speed. It came from the mouth of Trump, and people were surprised. Why would Trump support that? And so we have to see, and you have to know that it is a teamwork. America will initiate the New World Order. It's a secret contract between America and Lucifer, and American presidents are aware of it, particularly those who are members of the secret society. And so don't let anybody deceive you about election when it is actually a selection versus election. And when it is selection, there's a lot of deception because all of a sudden they will change tactics, and some people will be asked to drop out, and there will be debates, and there will be disappointments, and there will even be attempted assassinations. There will be sympathy votes, and they will change allegiance and alliances, and it can only come true when there is deception. Yeah. And so when you see somebody who was on the side of blue coming on the side of red, and somebody on the side of red coming on the side of blue, is deception. It's like a chameleon changing their colors day and night. They are changing their colors so that you will not know who they are. And that is the agenda of Lucifer, to keep people in deception, to keep people in darkness, so that his agent will come either way, either from the north or from the south, or from the east or from the west, or from the red party or the blue party. Regardless of whether we look at the red or the blue, the throne of the Antichrist is being prepared. Number one, they have an agenda for him. They call it the 2030 agenda. They have the new world order, and it is being supported by people who have a lot of money. And when the elections are coming 2024 in America, the billionaires are taking sides, and those are the people who have money. They can decide to withdraw their money, or they can decide to give their money out. It's all part of the selection process, because they are the elite. They are part of the new world order, and they have covenants and contracts with Lucifer to do the bidding of Lucifer. So the throne of the Antichrist is being prepared, and you see new laws being passed in America. They are all emboldening the presidency. They will make the president very strong. And so they have given unfettered immunity to the American president constitutionally, who is the leader of America, prophetically, who is the Pharaoh of Babylon, and the one who will lead America into the new world order. The new world order that Bush talked about, the new world order that Biden also talked about. And so the two sides are talking about the new world order. Red and blue are talking about the new world order. The blue talks about transgenderism, but you have to remember that there was a Supreme Court case that emboldened transgenderism. It happened when Trump was the president. I'm not saying I blame Trump for that, but I'm saying that when Trump was president, there was a famous Supreme Court case that said that you cannot discriminate against transgender people. And so it entrenched the position of transgenderism, and that happened during the presidency of Donald J. Trump. And you need to know that. And as the elections are approaching, you see that the cases against Trump are being thrown out, or they are being delayed. Why? It's because they are laying the groundwork, the groundwork for a selection to come. And so the case about January 6th, if you are following it, it is in a limbo because of the Supreme Court ruling about presidential immunity. The case about documents in Florida, it has already been thrown out because the judge is saying that the office of the special counsel is unconstitutional. And so that is in a limbo. The case in Georgia, and the case is in a limbo with all the hula baloo about Fannie Willis and other people involved, and that case likely will not be heard until after the election. And then even the New York case, the civil case, what's going on? Trump will appeal and delay until after the election. And don't let anybody deceive you, because when the Lord reveals the secrets to you, you will not be deceived. And so when Trump was in office, 2019, I had a lot of revelation about looming legal battles against Donald Trump. And the battles began when Trump was in office, and the battle continued when Trump was out of office. And now the legal battle against him, it looks as if Trump is able to shake them off until after the election. And potentially, there are two ways of coming to power, either through the red or through the blue. And you stop there And then what I'm telling you is that the Antichrist will change tactics. And so if you were expecting him to come from the red, he will come from the blue. If you're expecting him to come from the blue, you come from the red. They are working hand in hand. Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. And that is the gospel, the message of the Messiah when he entered Jerusalem. And lo and behold, the Antichrist will come in the name of peace, in the name of making America great again. And they will use all kinds of slogans. And as we are watching, you will take side because you are part of the system and you have an interest in the kingdoms of the earth. And so you have a political agenda, you have a stand, and you are a Christian, and probably you are also gay at the same time. And so you will expect a president who is pro-gay. And so you expect the blue to come in. And you are the other side, and probably you are somebody who believes that America is the only country in the world, is the only nation that matters. And so you believe in somebody who will make America great again. Even when Americans' greatness is in violation of the principles of God. You don't care. And so you expect the red to come. And the Antichrist will come by either way, either side. And you have to remember what the Lord said in Revelation 17:17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And so an agreement will come when the agents of Lucifer will agree to select Lucifer's agents so that the agenda of God will be fulfilled. And unfortunately, the one who comes in the name of God, holding the Bible, he could be the Antichrist. And he will have deceived so many people. And then the Lord said, when they say peace, peace, then sudden destruction will come. A word to the wise is enough. We are in the era of deception. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded based upon a revelation, and all the things that are happening at a time when the final trumpet of heaven has sounded. And so there will be a lot of deception. A lot of episodes will be staged. And you just watch a movie produced by Obama. And the contents of the movie should guide you. They know what is going on. The Lord has put in their minds to give their kingdoms to the beast so that the words of the Lord shall be fulfilled. And that is the prophecy in Revelation 17, verse 17. Let no man deceive you. Don't let your pastor deceive you, because a pastor may have been deceived himself, and so he will innocently deceive you. It could also happen that the pastor is part of it. Of course, are there not so many pastors who are members of the Illuminati? Are there not so many pastors who are part of the Freemason? Are they not politically aligned? Is it not money? Is it not power? Yes, it is money, it is power, it is women, and it is men. It is the last of this world. They are following the last of this world. they've sold their souls to Lucifer. Some of them are not expecting the Messiah to come because they are not prepared for the Messiah to come, because they are not ready. But for you, you are a man, you are a woman of light, and don't let anybody deceive you. And so, in conclusion, we say that the prophecy will come true, the Antichrist will come, and the kingdoms of the world, the leaders will agree, they will make an agreement to give their kingdoms to the Antichrist. And they will hide around, and they will sabotage the efforts, and they will support the Antichrist candidate, and they will not let you know. They will not let you know because they want to deceive you into thinking that they are working for your interest, even though they are working for the interest of Lucifer. That's why when they meet at the Bilderberg meeting in World Economic Forum, and they meet secretly, and they commune and dine with fallen agents, angels, aliens, and they don't tell you. When they drink blood, they don't tell you. When they have secret meetings, they don't tell you. All that you see is that they'll put their hand on the Bible and swear in the name of God, and blasphemy will come from their mouths because they don't mean what they say. It's all part of the deception. We are in the end times. Don't let any man or woman deceive you. Repent, watch and pray, and work for your own salvation with fear and trembling, as Paul told the people in the Philippians. Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Work for your salvation with fear and trembling. We are in the last days. The Antichrist has alternative ways of coming to power, and he will use deception. He will come from the north, he will come from the south, he will come from the east, he will come from the west, he will come from the red party, he can come also from the blue party. After all, he controls the world. He has given them the power, and they will obey his instructions to give their kingdoms to the beast until the words of Elohim are fulfilled as decreed in Revelation 17, verse 17. Thank you very much. My email, raptureafrica@yahoo.com, small letters. I'm leaving it in the description box. Thank you.